Hey YouTube, it is Community Day tomorrow, and on top of the Community Day and the analysis we need to do on this Pokemon, there is one very important thing because I actually just evolved my Pawmi to Pawmot to see what the normal requirement is, because we're going to go over that in 1 second here. But you need to take advantage of the requirement of only having to walk 1 kilometer here to evolve Pawmot to its evolution to get the Community Day move. And let's go through it right now. Sunday, May 11th from 2 to 5. Evolve Pawmo, which is Pawmi's evolution. So you catch Pawmi, evolve it to Pawmo, and then evolve it to get the move Brick Break. Brick Break is not a hard-hitting move, but is a move that lowers your opponent's defense. It is a fighting type move. And you will see that you have until May 18th. Again, this sort of week-long thing to get the move, so that's nice. However, as we go to event bonuses, number 1, limited time evolution requirement. You can evolve Pawmo into Pawmot after exploring 1 kilometer with Pawmo as your buddy. And it says the evolution requirement will return to the usual requirement on May 18th. Okay, so it's May 18th. So you have a week to do this. And usually I say with these, always get the Community Day move on it and then don't worry about it. This is one you need to get the Community Day move on because, not because it's a good move or anything, but because the normal requirement for this Pokemon to evolve is 25 kilometers. So for a week, you can have Pawmo as your buddy, walk 1 kilometer and evolve it to get the move. But not only will that ability to get that legacy move go away after the week, it will return to 25 kilometers to evolve. So definitely you need to take advantage of this week to put this move on your buddy. Quarter egg hatch, so eggs are the main one, and then your normal 2x for candy and candy XL and lower modules 3 hours and all this stuff. Pretty much the only thing that changes, I mean, this is a specific with the limited evolution, but the only thing that changes is like the eggs versus the XP versus the Stardust. That's the only thing that really changes. And then it seems that these all are the ones that just stay the same every single Community Day. So all the regular stuff. Let's take a look at this Pokemon. So it's a 3rd evolution Pokemon. And as you can see, this still has close combat wild charge, so it'll probably jump ahead of Pawmo in the rankings. But as you can see, the rankings are bad because it's a 3rd evolution, and whenever or 2nd evolution, I should say, the 3rd level. Whenever you're the 3rd one in the Great League, you just don't have any sort of bulk to compete. And holy glass cannon, 144 attack, 94 defense, 113. So this is a proper glass cannon. Which is kind of interesting, this move. It's so much of a glass cannon, and we'll go over the records and why it works, why you need this move in the Great League but not the Ultra League. And it's fully explained by its stats. But let's look at the rest of the stuff here. Electric fighting, so 3 weaknesses, Fairy, Ground, Psychic. There's a decent amount of ground and now the Psywave users, but resist Steel, Rock, Electric, Dark, Bug. For resisting 5 things, those are not 5 that you see a ton of in the Great League. So right off the bat, your typing and your stat product is insanely bad. But your fast move also needs to improve. Spark, Charge Beam, Low Kick. So even with getting a new move here, Spark is just not going to cut it. And then you have Nuke and Nuke. Right now you're running Close Combat and Wild Charge. And why this Pokemon, you need this move right now, but maybe not in the future. And I think this Pokemon, I'm going to go on the record saying that this Pokemon is not going to need the Community move in the future if they want to make this Pokemon any sort of relevant. And here's why. It is a fighting and electric. It is a glass cannon. So this is think like 144 attack. Think your I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. Think your Morpeko. Right? Same sort of stats here. 141, 97, 114, 15, 81 overall. So this is the exact same. But what you are going to have here is 2 nukes. Sorry, I'm just blanking on the name. My brain is My brain is going on me right here. What you're going to have here is 2 nukes that you can't get to because you don't have Thunder Shock, right? So you only have 3.5 energy per turn. And when you're this glass cannony, you need that 4.5. So Spark, with the current moveset of Spark and then one of either Close Combat and Wild Charge with now a bait move, you can improve here. So what I did was I put in Pawmot with the regular moves, Pawmot, one with Brick Break and Close Combat, so you're just writing straight fighter, and one with Brick Break and Wild Charge, so you have the fighter and the electric. And as you're going to see here, huge improvements, still terrible, but you go from 5 and 43 to 10 and 38 or 12 and 36 with the Brick Break and Wild Charge. So improvement in the win loss, improvement in the overall average, still garbage. And why does it work with this moveset, but I think it won't work with any other moveset? So here's why. Because you don't have that Thunder Shock, so you don't have like a fast energy generating move, you need the ability to bait. So these wins that you're picking up, Carbink, Drapion, Dusclops Fortress, Ferret, Mandibuzz, Talonflame, like I can almost guarantee you, like Talonflame will be a prime example. You need, because you had Wild Charge before and you lost to it, right? So the only reason you're winning now, right? You lost to it with Wild Charge and Close Combat. The only reason that you're going to be winning now is because you have a bait move. Actually, maybe you can go with double Brick Break. Yeah, sorry. You can go with double Brick Break because the sparks are enough. So that's a bad example. What I was trying to make an example is that some of these other matchups are going to be bait, very bait dependent. And Mandibuzz seems like another one where you have Wild Charge here that you probably need a bait of Brick Break before you land the Close Combat thing. So there's your Brick Break, right? You need that Brick Break, bait, and then the Wild Charge, and then you barely win. So I think in a lot of these wins are still like, you're so glassy, you still need that bait, spark's not fast enough, stuff like that. Now, I haven't even done this analysis, but I already know what's going to happen here. Let's put in Pawmot. Let's keep it at its glass cannon, but let's give it Thunder Shock, right? And now you're going to have a Pokemon that has fast energy generation with 2 stab nukes. And now, as you can see here, 26 and 22. And this is why I don't think in the long run you're going to need this Community Day move, because if your fast move remains with Spark, it's bad. But if you get access to Thunder Shock, where you have the ability to get to your charge moves quickly, there's no point of keeping the Brick Break on. You just keep your nukes on, and then you have 2 absolute nukes which will fly and destroy everything. So again, this is one that I'm still going to get it because you never know what's going to happen. But if you're actually looking at its stat product and its current moveset, the Brick Break works with its current moveset, although not well, but it's not the optimal moveset. The optimal moveset would be a fast charging fast move that you can then turn those nukes into weapons, which you cannot do with Spark. So in the Ultra League, it's the same thing. In fact, your record goes down here when you put on Brick Break with Close Combat and Brick Break with Wild Charge. And it's for the same reason. Like, one Wild Charge, one Close Combat in this meta probably won't take out many things anyways. Maybe it will, but it probably won't take out a lot of these Pokemon. So you're going to need 2. Whereas if you Brick Break and then Wild Charge, you're probably still not taking out a lot of Pokemon. Like, if you Brick Break and Wild Charge something, I bet you that Wild Charge still doesn't take out a lot of these Pokemon. So I think you're just kind of left with, you just need double nukes on this thing. So again, is it worth going out and playing? Sure. Is this anything you need to build up short term? No. Is it anything that you are going to have potential to build up long term? Again, I can very much see if this thing gets Thunder Shock, you're not going to want Brick Break on it. I say that so confidently without actually having run Brick Break, but again, it doesn't make sense to me why you would want Brick Break if you have Thunder Shock on. You would rather just have the other move. So let's just put on Brick Break and Wild Charge because that was the better. So this is with Thunder Shock. Okay, 28 and 20. But it is going to be, I think it's going to be more bait dependent. So now that we're here, again, I still think it's going to be bait dependent. So it's some of these wins although it looks better, I think a lot of these are going to be, why did I do that one? Sorry. Brick Break and Close Combat. Yeah, so your record is the same but worse average with Brick Break and Close Combat. This is with Thunder Shock. So with Thunder Shock, Close Combat, Wild Charge, 26 and 22, 464. Worse, same record, but worse average with Break and Close Combat, the double fighter. But a better average and a better wins with your Brick Break and Wild Charge. So looks like you pick up the win here against Tink. But again, this will be bait dependent, right? And there you go. You need to bait, Brick Break, and land the Wild Charge to beat this. And if you get rid of Brick Break and just go Wild Charge, you are going to lose. So some of these, so yeah, you pick up a win here, and you pick up a win here. Jesus. You pick up a win here, and it shows up in the win column, and it shows up in boosting your average. But we know that's not true, right? It's bait dependent. So, I mean, you could win it, but it is bait dependent. So, with all that, that's the analysis. Go grab it, stick it on your bench. We'll re-examine if this gets updated moves, but until then, it is just going to be another Pokemon sitting in your inventory until something changes. So that is it. Good luck hunting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.